welcome to this sassy summer sass at night. That's right. We moved to a new time. My name is Nikki Damquitz. I'm known as the Sassy Summer. And I decided that it was time to move the sass to a more convenient time, actually, when I am bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready to go. Because guess what? Your girl likes to sleep in. And, well, I'd like to go back to church. Okay, let's just be what it is, okay, for just a hot second. All right. So hello, everyone. Thank you guys for joining me. This is the traffic light method. I know, but it's time. We go over this every single year, and it's a great refresher, and it's a great time for spring cleaning. That's right. Let's get through our spring cleaning. It's time to go through your shop. It's time to go through the stuff that you can no longer get. And I'm going to teach you a method that I've been teaching now for literally 4 years. 4 years we've been doing the traffic light method together. We're going to talk about the red, the yellow, the green, and that mysterious purple box. So don't worry, we're sit back, take the notes. You'll be able to go and rewatch this again on my YouTube channel. So make sure you go like and subscribe over there as well. And if you aren't over there and you're watching me on the Book of Faces, well, go jump over onto YouTube. Go make sure you like it. Then you'll always know when I go live. So hello to everybody in the comment section. Are you ready? Are you ready to de-stash your stuff? Well, let's de-stash your stuff. All right, let's just jump right on into it. Oh, pop Cheyenne down real second. All right, so first things first, let me go back to the beginning here. How to decide what to keep and what to pitch, what to donate. The traffic light method of organizing your business. We get totally just stuck on what it is we are going to use or not use, or what we want to keep. Does it bring us joy? There's a lot of questions that need to be asked when it comes to this method. Now, it's not a tried and true, but definitely will help you get through all of it. It's one of those things that you may find things, and let me bring this graphic back up. Whoops, wrong one. You may find things that don't bring you joy, that do bring you joy. But first, we have to start with yellow. Slow down, hold up. It's not that hard. But I want you to literally go into your shop and place 3 boxes in front of you. Well, 4 technically. So place 4 boxes in front of you. Label 1 red, 1 yellow, and 1 green. Everything starts out in the yellow box, right? That's where we're going to slow down. We're going to pause, and we're going to decide of these couple questions. Does this item bring you joy? I know you're going to laugh when I say that. What do you mean, does it bring you joy? Do you enjoy making it? Do you enjoy finding designs for it? Do you enjoy talking about it? Let me give you an example. You will never see me get rid of my snuggle pillows, my snuggle pillows, because they are just the most amazing thing, right? So that is never going to be a red lighted item. It will always be my green. I will always know how to sell it because it brings me joy. And it's true, it's true enjoyment, right? It's pure. It's really from the heart. So if you can look at that and you can get excited about whatever that product is, then that's a green light item. Now, have you advertised it correctly? These 2 things are going to kind of go hand in hand. When you advertise something correctly, it can also bring you joy. But when it brings you joy, you know how to advertise it. You see how they're kind of interchangeable. But let's say that something isn't quite giving you joy. You're kind of on the fence, and you're going to look at it and go, I don't know that I gave it its due. You know, I gave it its moment, right? I don't think that I gave it its moment at that point in time. So if you can answer yes to both of those, they automatically get a green light, right? They bring you joy and you know how to advertise it. But if you look at it and you're like, I'm kind of wishy-washy on it. I like the item, but I didn't give it its due. I didn't, give it all the kind of love that it needed in the advertising. So maybe I'll give it another go around, right? So if that's the case, if the item still kind of brings you joy, but you just didn't give it the advertising that it needed, then put it in your green box. But if you look at it and you go, it brings me joy, and I advertised it to all ends of the earth, then what I want you to do is move it to the purple box, which we'll talk about later. Okay, so that could go, it's still bringing you joy, but you did everything you could to advertise. You're going to move that to your purple box. If it does not bring you joy and you advertise the heck out of it, still, it goes to the red box. That's going to be your de-stash, your giveaway, your get it out of your shop, whatever it is. It does not stay within your little area. All right. So again, let's go over that. You have your yellow. You have 2 questions to ask yourself. 1, does it bring you joy? Can you talk about it all day long? And if you can, did you market it correctly? Most times, 9 times out of 10, you have marketed it correctly if you have brought it joy. Now, if you find it with joy, but you didn't advertise it correctly, maybe you need to give it a second chance. Everything deserves a second chance in life. Heck, even I do, right? So give it a second chance and move it to the green. If you come back to it and you're looking at it and you're going, Nikki, I still love the item, but nobody is buying it. I have done everything I can. I've put it on social media. I've brought it to all my vendor shows. It's just probably not the product for me. And it goes to your purple box. If it's not bringing you joy and you've done everything you could, just get rid of it. There's no point to it. You might have thought for a hot second because Nikki said, how many times have I heard that? Nikki said, to buy it. Maybe it might be the hot item. And you're like, yeah, I don't know. I'm on the fence on it. That kind of thing. That's the time to put it in the red box. Now, if we go to, here's your stop box. Okay. It's time to say goodbye. It's time to bid it adieu. It has been, peace out, Girl Scout, whatever it may be. This product no longer brings you joy. You downright hate it. You've tried everything. You just can't get it to sell. It is meant for the de-stash pile. It is meant for you to get rid of it. And when I say de-stash, all right, and I know that's kind of a weird term. It means at or below cost. And if you really want it out of your wheelhouse, listen, if I want something out of my wheelhouse, I am willing to just say, pay the shipping, take it. Just take it. I don't want to deal with it. I'll call it a loss. All right. Because I also don't want to just price it. I just want to get it out of my house. But if someone's willing to pay the shipping to get it out of my house, then that is a win for me. That's an absolute win. At the end of the day, I've already called it a loss on my taxes anyway. So yes, would I like to recoup some of the money? Of course. But you know what? That was on me for making a mistake of buying something that, it might not have been singing its praises from the get-go. So look at those items. And a lot of it, I will tell you, is your MDF items. I know Laser Team's going to hate me on that one, but it is true. They go through cutting all of that and you try really hard to sell it and it's just not selling. And you're like, what am I doing wrong? Like, why isn't this working? Or it was a shape. And unfortunately, with certain shapes, and I am literally definitely the culprit to all of this, when we can't have shapes that have multiple use designs. Yep, I know. Come at me in the comment section. I'm okay. I'm a thick girl. I got it. I can take it. But that is true. We like to be able to look at something and know that we have multiple uses for it. So I've been trying to do that a little bit more because I do know that it's hard for you because heck, it's hard for me too. So if they end up in your de-stash box, don't worry. Guess what we're going to have? May 3rd, I think is what we picked. May 3rd is going to be de-stash day for Sassy Nation. That gives you a complete month from now, right, to go grab all your items and de-stash them May 3rd. All right. You can list them as free. The person pays the shipping. You can list them at or below cost. And trust me, I will tell you, I do check. Okay. I will check to see what the market is. If I think that you are marking something up entirely too high, I will go and just remove your post. I won't tell you about it. We won't even discuss it. I will just remove your post because I saw what you did. Now, here's another thing. Vendors cannot de-stash sold goods. These are things that, they can't. On this one, they're not going to be able to go in and de-stash their items. We've done it at the beginning of the year where the vendors could, but on this one, it's strictly members only, no vendors allowed. If I find out you're a vendor and that you are de-stashing in my group, you're immediately removed. Done. I play no games on this one. So D-stash May 3rd. All right. Cheyenne, you want to pop that down? So D-stash May 3rd, and then you guys will be able to go in and do the thing. All right, let's move on to the green light. Green means go, right? You love everything about this product. You know how to sell it. You get excited about it. You light up like a little Christmas tree. So that means you know how to market it. You absolutely love it. It is one of your power plays. It's one of your hot sellers. And what somebody's hot seller might not be another's hot seller, just so you're aware, right? Because we all live in different parts of the country. So you absolutely love this item. That's what green means go. Nothing more needs to be said when it comes to the green light. The purple box. Now, we've talked about the yellow box. The yellow box is where everything sits, right? That's where we start out. We have to decide, do we love it or do we hate it? If we hate it, red. If we love it, green. If we're on the fence on it, it brings us joy, but we've done everything we could to advertise it. We've given it its second chance. This is a great time to put it in that purple box because you could still have designs for it, right? But you can still get the item as well. See, if you love something, but it's not giving you joy, all right? And no, if you love something, but you've advertised it, it's not advertised correctly or any of that. So you love it, but you're not giving it its due. You've given it a second chance, whatever it is. The kicker is in this. If you can't get it anymore, it immediately goes to red. End of story. So if you find joy in it, but you've tried to advertise it, not working, you've given it a second chance, still not working, you look at this one key factor. Can I still get the item? Now you're going to ask me why. So if you can't get the item, there's no need to put it in your purple box as a giveaway item, as a fundraiser box, that kind of thing. There is no need to put that there because what always happens is as soon as you put it in a gift basket, somebody always wants that item and you can never get it again. So don't do that to yourself. Purple items are meant the items that you still love. You've given them all the advertising love you could possibly give it, but it's just not moving. So put it in a fundraiser box. Why is that? Because it means more eyes on the prize. And it means different people are going to see your stuff other than your little circle. If you can't get it ever again, it's time to move it over to the red. I'm sorry to say that to you guys, but here's another thing about the good thing about a red box is let's say I have an octagon door hanger, right? Octagon's not selling in my world. I can't get it to sell for beans. I've tried. I loved the shape. I loved all the designs that came with the shape. I did everything I could. And while I thought I could put it in the purple box, it's no longer being made anymore. So I have to put it in the red box. But here's the kicker of a good red box. Let's say Cheyenne is killing it in the selling department on that octagon shape. And now she's out searching because you can't get it anymore for other people who may have all the goods that she needs so she can fit the bill. All right. So that's where that D-stash can come into play, where it's on items that you can no longer get, right? We are all scrambling for those items. So your purple box is the stuff that still brings you joy. You can't really advertise it anymore. You've tried, you've given it a second chance, but you still love the things that you can create with it. Put it in that purple box for your giveaways, for your fundraisers, all of that type of stuff. This way, you don't have to go out and buy things for your basket, right? You already have a bucket full of them. And FYI, go get a purple bucket. Literally, that's what that bucket is for. Put those items in it. Now you're back to your beginning here, and you've gotten to the point where you have thought you've switched everything. You've got everything in your red, you've got everything in your green, you've got things in your purple, but you still have stuff in your yellow because you don't know exactly what to do with it. You're unsure, you're wishy-washy. So when I have a wishy-washy item where I'm completely unsure of how I feel about it, I look and see, okay, can I get more than 2 designs for that shape or that item? If the answer is yes, I'll move it more towards the green pile. If it's a no, it goes more towards the red. Next question. So we want to make sure that we can use it for multiple use. Is it something that's dated, like 2023? Automatically is going to go in the no pile. Okay. And then honestly, this is going to sound terrible. Anything that is made into 2023 or 2024 or 2021, you will no longer ever in a trillion years be able to sell it again. So sadly, those meet the garbage. That's the box we don't talk about. Okay. So that is a real thing. That's why you will see me stay away from anything that's shape related with a year, because you will buy, say, 10 of those, right? And now I'm stuck with them if I can't sell them, because beyond the year, they're pointless. So then what do you do with them? Unless a house number happens to be 2024, there is going to be no way. And Lord knows they're not going to want a graduation cap on top of it too. Okay. So those are the things that I will steer from. So we've looked at it. Okay. I can get multiple uses out of this. I've bumped it over. Have I really sat and advertised it the way I wanted to? Maybe I need to find a new set of people to peddle it to. Maybe I've only been bringing it to vendor shows. Maybe I need to send out cold call type emails to people. Maybe I need to put a different design on it. Maybe a different mock-up, new location. You can take an item that you've already pressed, go outside, take a new picture of it, put it on your door, put it on a different door. Ask your neighbor if you could put it on their door, because here's the reason for that. It changes the image. It changes the idea of where you could put it. Some people will just hang them in their bathroom, or they'll hang them in their kitchen and say, look at this really cool sign that I just put in my kitchen. And now I've got this whole theme and blah, 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 right? You're literally helping the viewer, your buyer, fall in love with the item. It's a call to action kind of thing. So you're showing them how they can use it, and then you're bringing it back because you still love the item. So now you're going to advertise it in such a way to where it's in a different space than maybe where you had thought. Like door signs, for an example. They don't always have to go on the door. They can go in a living room. They can go in a baby's room. They can go in a bathroom. They can go in a cabin. They could go on wherever you want, in a garage, right? As long as you can add a different design to that shape, you can really put them just about anywhere. So maybe that's what you need to do. Maybe you just thought, oh, I'm just going to bring it to a vendor show and wave my magic wand. Here, hold on, let me get my magic wand. Wave my magic wand and poof. All right, there you go. And now I've sold it. I got a news flash for you. It doesn't work that way. So let's not do that. Maybe you need to take pictures of that blank and create mock-ups for it. So we've talked about in the past how you can create a mock-up out of the items you already have just by putting the image on it. And if you need help with that, let me help you make a mock-up out of the items you already own, as long as you take a picture in the reels. So I will take a picture of something in my shop and it's completely blank. And then I'll go in and I will Photoshop an image right on top of it. And then people think, because I fooled 3,000 of my closest friends into thinking that it is a real thing. Why? Because I wanted it on a different location. I would go and take a picture of it sitting on my laser or on my work desk or in my living room on my end table or out having morning coffee on my stoop. I will take pictures for it all over the place. I will literally go and build a file of just all blank mugs and in different locations. The thing is by the time I show the first picture and then I show the last picture, nobody's going to remember about the first picture in the background. So that's how you change it up a little bit, and by putting a new image on it. So you see how you can, by changing it, that's how you can advertise it a little bit more. Maybe you want to do some pairings with it. What could you pair that item with, right? These are just some of the things that you can do that can help advertise that item that you fell in love with, because you were sure as God made tadpoles that this item was an amazing item, and not just because Nikki said so. Okay, because you fell in love with it. because you thought your area, your local clients were going to love it. So if you can still feel that way about that product, you can get multiple uses out of it, move it to the green. If there's at any point you look at this and you second guess yourself, move it to the red. Because that self-doubt is what's going to cause you to not ever put 110% into that item. See, we have to put our 110% into our items. We have to fall in love with our items because that's what helps us sell it. I could tell you for days about Marvin's towels and the snuggle pillows. I could literally write a book on them about how much I love them. I could give them to you in the most descriptive detail to literally make you go buy these pillows by the thousands because you love how I made it sound, because it came from my heart, because it was something I really loved. Now, I will tell you, you will never catch me selling Bible covers ever in a day. Okay. I did that once and it was the most painful thing. Why? Because I didn't love the idea. It was for a very small demographic of people. I had to try to sell it to people and made a mockery of it. And you know what? That's not what that was about. There are certain people that you can sell Bible covers to, but not everybody is going to want them. And I couldn't find another use for it. So with me having said that, I just did not love that product and it wrote all over my face. And if I could go back and go do that live all over again, I wouldn't have done it. So from that moment on, I literally only tell you about the things that I'm excited about, that I find my joy in. Because if I can do it at 2 a.m. and I can do all the necessary things, with it, then it's going to be easier for me to talk about it with you and give you all of the little nuances of that particular product. Like I'm about to test out a new product that came into the shop. I'm unsure of it yet. I am definitely on reservation nation when it comes to this one, for a lot of reasons. And you will find more out about it if I fall in love with it. If I feel like it's a great product, then I'll share it. But if not, I won't. So, can you look at your shop? Can you take one shelf of your shop and do the traffic light method? Can you look at it and go, these ornaments are working for me. These ornaments do not work for me. And it might be the difference of metal and ceramic. Ceramic might be, I can never get a good press. That might be one of those things where you love the idea of ceramic ornaments and you might need to come to me and say, Nikki, here's what I'm doing wrong. I'm not getting a good press. This isn't working out for me. We're going to pick apart the process and see if we can't get you to the results that you need. And if we can't, then it's time to let go. It's time to say goodbye to those beautiful ceramic ornaments, even if you loved them. Because again, not everything needs to be in your wheelhouse. Someone once said to me that she goes, Nikki, you don't sell everything that you talk about. Absolutely not. There are things that I'll sell because I think they'll be great for you, but they're not going to be necessarily great for my local people. I kind of know what they like, and it won't sell on my neck of the woods, but it might sell in yours. So that's why I'm willing to take it for the team and tell you about it. So look at your box. Do you have 4 of them sitting in front of you? Is everything mentally in that yellow box? Can you move things from a red to a green? Or do you look at it and say, it is destined for the purple box? We'll go over that again. I do want to hit the comments. Let's see. Just want to see. That didn't work with the pickleball paddles. The pickleball paddles was a tough sell for you. It absolutely was. And let me talk about that. So I'm going to bring this up because this was Miss Sharon. And she wanted pickleball paddles. She figured pickleball paddles were going to sell in her area. She was definitely in love with the whole idea, all of that. I personally would not sell pickleball paddles. They're just not a thing here. So I would not even remotely get them or buy them. There is a little bit of a nuance to pressing them. Bo will even tell you that. And he went through 14 of them before he even got a good press. So yes, there was definitely some tricks that needed to be learned with them. Was it worth the money for them? For some people, they're nailing it. Some people are absolutely selling the crap out of them, and that is great for them. But there's a lot of us that wouldn't. As much as they were a nice product, they were nice thick boards. It's one of those things I just couldn't sell it, not in my area. So poor Sharon tried so hard to sell these at her vendor show, and she came back to me and said, "Nikki, these aren't selling." So I say this to Sharon. Then look at it. Have you sent those images to pickleball associations near you or places that play pickleball? Is it something that there's a facility that has pickleball that you could go and bring your item to? If you've exhausted those efforts, it's time for the red box, because currently right now, there's not too many places that are selling pickleball paddles. And with Condi going out of business, that's going to be a hard sell to get them. I'm not saying they're not out there. They are. It's going to just be a little bit of effort to go get them, more than you probably want to put into it, especially at the cost of them. So keep that in mind. Look at it and say, well, this wasn't a win, and then move on about your day. It's completely up to you what you want to use them for. Now, just some food for thought. Just some food for thought. You can use them as a tray. I mean, they're big enough. I'm just saying, it's got a handle. Like, I'm really trying. I'm just grasping straws on that one, just because it's so hard. So many of you guys did go and buy those paddles, and it wasn't because I didn't love them. I do. They were a little bit tricky. I just knew in my heart I wasn't going to be able to sell them in my area. So there was that. Right. Let's see. Edie writes, I could never get any of the paddles or covers because they were sold out of them. Would love to try them out. The problem is then what if you love them? And what if you start selling them, Edie? Now are you going to get a source for them? We would have to find a source for them. And then that vendor, especially any of our in-house vendors, if they decided to, that's a gamble, a large gamble to take on something that's kind of not everywhere. You know what I mean? So for me, I would say pass. Say thank you, but no thank you. I mean, if you want to try them out, I bet you Sharon has some that she can, if you go up a comment, I bet you Sharon has some that she could probably de-stash to you if you really wanted to try them out. If that's the case. Let's see who else. All right, so we're going to recap this. Put any comments that you have in this comment section for me, and I'm going to answer those comments tonight. So let's go over this one last time. Okay, first, slow down. Take a pause, look at your items. When you look at those items, ask yourself 2 questions. 1, does it bring me joy? And 2, did you advertise it correctly? Did you give it its due, right? Did you put it on its stage and have the world see your product? If you can answer yes to both of those, green light it goes. If you are at least a bit hesitant on that, you might want to think about it a little bit more. How could you advertise it more? What could you do with it? What could you, how could you advertise it better? Could you put it with a set? Do you need to put it in a new location? What are those questions you need to ask? If you can give it a second chance, give it a new lease on life, then put it in the green. If you are stuck in the mud and you can't figure it out, red it goes. If you still love it and you're like, I'm not 100% ready to give this up, purple box it. Purple box it, because then you could put it in a gift basket and a fundraiser, but only things that go in that purple box are stuff that you can get again. So if you're going to put a pickleball paddle in that box, that would be a no. Not until you have a source for it. If you still have a source for it, fantastic. But if you don't have a source for that anymore, red light it goes. You want to make sure anything that ends up in that purple, just in case, because of Murphy's Law, you are inevitably going to want to get 4 and 5 of those, and you're not going to be able to. Okay. So anything that you decide that goes in that purple box for fundraisers, all of that kind of stuff, you need to make sure you can get it again. Otherwise, red box it. Immediately, Do not pass go. Do not collect your $200. Right to jail it goes. Okay. There. Okay. So that's how you start that out. Everything starts in your yellow box. You're going to say, whoop, nope, sorry. Not on my watch. You do not end up in my wheelhouse because one, I do not love you. I fight with you every time. I use a lot of curse words. I go through a lot of paper. It takes me 87 times to get it to press correctly. Ask Nikki about her tumblers. Ask Nikki about her tumblers. Okay. So with that said, it goes a no-go. I still do tumblers, just so you know. So the no-go things are hard no. You absolutely do not love them. You can't find designs for them. They're no longer available. You will know if it's a hard no. Okay. So your wishy-washy ones stay in yellow for the moment. Your hard yes and your hard no are going to be very easy, very quick. All right. So you got your wishy-washy in your yellow and your hard no on the red. Green means go. That's right. You love everything that's in this. You know how to advertise it. You could literally sing its praises, put it on a pedestal, give it a crown, and make it have a holiday. Okay. So that's what that means. You could definitely have all of that with your green means go box. Now, your purple box, still love it. You tried to give it a second chance. Still not doing anything for you, but you just don't want to give it away yet. You are not ready for the red box. You are going to stick your heels in. Purple box it. Purple box it with one stipulation. You can get it again. You can get it again and again and again. Okay. That's the only stipulation to putting it in a purple box. And that's for your fundraisers and your giveaways. Okay. Because remember, hard no if you can't get it again. Bye. Sorry. Because listen, Betty Sue is going to see that Janie over here has this beautiful thing and Betty Sue's going to want it. And well, Janie's going to go, no, there's no more of it. And now you have a sad Betty Sue. Okay. And we don't want that. Okay. No. All right. So we have that. My red box needs to be huge. Should your purple box be bigger than your red box? That is a great question. So no. Because then it puts you in the hoarder category. And really, we have done nothing at this point. It almost turned into your green box. Do you see what I mean? So literally, it should be only a box full, not a 55-gallon tote, Patty. Okay. Just the regular tote boxes. What go in there. You can look at things and go, I can make sets out of this. When you're putting stuff in your purple box, okay, you want to look at it and go, I can make a basket out of these items. Done. Basket. I can make a basket out of these items. Done. Basket. You should only have enough in there for maybe 4 baskets. Here's why I say 4 baskets worth. You ready for this? Winter, spring, summer, fall. Why is that? Donations should not be given out all the time. You can set yourself up with you only limit yourself to 1 donation in winter, 1 in spring, 1 in summer, and 1 in fall. If you didn't use your 1 in winter and you have 2 people approach you, you take 2 out of the box in the spring. If nobody approached you, you still only give yourself 4. And if at the end of the year, you didn't use any of those items, when we talk about the traffic light method next year, you're destashing them. Done. If you didn't use any of your purple box items at all, anywhere in your year, that's how you know they are just no longer bringing you joy. That's how you know those items weren't ever in a gift basket, weren't ever as a giveaway. And maybe that's what you need to do. That's a great hard look. So have enough for 4 baskets worth and what you feel is a generous basket. Most baskets will run you anywhere between $30 and $60 on the nice side of things. Okay. So you decide. It's on you, not on me. All right. So you have 4 baskets worth in your purple box. When we're talking about this next April, I'm going to say, hey, you know that purple box you had last year? Is it still sitting around? Did you use anything in it? If you said no, I didn't do anything with it. No, I didn't use any of the stuff. It's time to get rid of the items in that purple box and make way for new items in the purple box. Because if they've been sitting around for a year and you haven't put them in a gift box and you haven't put them in as a fundraiser, then there is absolutely no point in keeping them. I hope that helps. I hope that helps for you to decide not to be a crafting hoarder. You're a business person. You need to know where to cut and where things are not meant to. There are just certain things I just don't buy anymore. I just don't buy it because I just don't love it, or I can't sell it. And I might love the item, but I can't sell it. I have thrown away a lot of purple boxes. I tend to kind of give them away to the tribe. You can, something very telling is when Nikki's going through her shop and all of a sudden I have random boxes of yumminess. All you have to do is pay the shipping, because I am not about to sit there and figure out what the price is of all these items. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. I will fill a box and say, this is what the box weighs. It's a bunch of blanks. Who wants it? And a newbie always scoops it up. Somebody who just wants to mess around scoops it up because they're paying shipping on it only. If that doesn't tell you how many times a year I do that, that's why I do that. Let's see. I feel called out about the well, you should do it. I feel you. I have stuff for 3 years. Yup. Yep, I did totally call you out. I totally called you all out. We all did it. Hold on. Drink break. You missed the tote part, but I have a tote. It's been sitting here for years and I just don't know what to put in it. So let's just do this together. What we're not going to do in 2024, waste product. What we're not going to do in 2024 is keep product that we've had for the last 4 years. Can't remember where we got it from. Do you know how many messages I get with Nikki? Do you know where I got this shape from? How the hell am I supposed to know? I don't know. I don't know where everybody shops. I mean, I can only hope that you shop in the group, but you guys shop other places. I look at it and go, great question. Google search it. Google image. I don't know. Right? So we are going to stop doing that. If you have a box sitting in your shop and it's been sitting there for the last year, it is time to wrap it up with a cute little package, send it off to a new home, because that is what you're going to do. Yes, upcoming D-Stash Day, May 3rd. Look through your box. And if you don't want to put a price on it, just say free, buyer pays shipping. Be done with it. Call your losses. It's only going to keep stressing you out. I know too many people who keep too much crap in their shops for no good reason. No good reason. You're not giving its due. You sort of love it, right? But you're not doing anything with it. So it sits there. You're collecting all of this crafty goodness to have it sit there for a woulda, coulda, shoulda day. Sorry. Newsflash. Woulda, coulda, shoulda days never come. Ever. For anyone.
This might answer your question.
Echo, stop. Echo's even going to answer me too. Echo, stop listening. Darn device. I tell you, that is your main problem. Oh, what does she should say? Hold on. Where is she? There we go. I uncover things sometimes. I think, what is this? And where did I get it from? And what was it even for? Yes. Yes. Do you know how many times I get sent a shape and go, Nikki, what is this? It's a shape. I don't know. I mean, and listen, some shapes are fun because then, I got a 12-year-old brain, and some shapes you just look at and go, yeah, I got nothing. I have no idea. It could be Winnie the Pooh on a boat for all I know. I don't know where it is or where it came from. And that's the thing you have to think about. So, yellow light it. Hard no, hard yes. Figure that out. Wishy-washy items. Can you get it again? Did you give it its service? Did you give it another second lease at life? Goes to the purple box if you can get it again. At the end of all of your destashing and organizing your shop, there should be nothing in that yellow box. Everything should be consistent in 3 boxes. You're going to write a date on that purple box. You're going to write a date on that purple box. And you're going to say, I destashed April 2024. We're giving you to the end of April because Nikki goes away at the end of April. So April 2024. I've destashed on May 3rd. We've sent out, we're done. So when we revisit this next year and nothing has moved, even literally write down the inventory that's in that box. One that's going to help you. Write down all the inventory for that. 4 seasons worth of gift baskets. So that's 4 gift baskets, 4 fundraiser gift baskets, whatever you want to call them. I don't care. It's only 4, 1 per season. See, my accountant told me that, and it wasn't my mom. He told me that, and it was her boss who said, you should really only be giving like $25, $50, like 4 quarters out of the year. You really should not be donating every month. You should not be donating every week. So it's not easy, but I still try. And yes, I have a purple box. And yes, it's actually purple. So, and right now, my purple box is empty because I have everything packed up and ready to give to some newbie who wants a bunch of stuff. I was on TikTok and I gave out a bunch of free stuff to a bunch of people who are just getting in the game. You know what? You pay the shipping, off it goes. And they were forever blessed with that. So honestly, just take the time to go through your shop. Let me also give you something. This doesn't always have to be for your business. This works well for when you're moving. This works well when your kiddos leave the nest. This works well for just spring in general. It's a great time to go through your house because guess what? We ain't leaving this life with all of our crap. There's no need to have it all over the place. You will feel much better about your space, about your shop, if it's not so cluttered. When you have a cluttered space and a cluttered shop, it clutters your brain. It doesn't allow you to move forward. It feels overbearing and cumbersome. You really want to open your space. It allows for you to open your creativity. It allows for you to feel free, like you could do things. There is so much power in having organization and having it be less cluttered. You just feel good. Just like, when you make your bed in the morning. You do it every morning. You make your bed and you feel good when you go into bed and it's nicely made at night, right? There's nothing better than a nicely made bed. Come at me if you want and tell me I'm wrong, but it is 100% true. You feel better once you finally get dressed, even if you don't want to start your day. These are the things that just help you be a better you. So get yourself in the mindset. A less cluttered space here leaves for a less cluttered space here. It allows for your creativity. It allows for you to conquer your day. It allows for you to deal with all the grumpy people in your world. And it just allows you to be happy because clutter drives me frantic. So guess what I'm doing after I clean up? I'm going to be moving my shop around, but I'm going to also be destashing. Yet again, I do it every year. So there you go. Those are my notes. Yep, the summer is coming too. Local churches are having camps, Bible studies. Absolutely. And trust me when I say, hold on. When you want to change. Yep. Yes, I love fresh new sheets too. So that is a great thing. You could say, hey, I've got a bunch of these things. Is anybody running a vacation Bible school? And it might be, that's a great way for you to do a donation to that vacation Bible school. They will love it that they don't have to pay for it. Cheyenne, I'll be the first to tell you that. She does vacation Bible schools with her kiddos. Or she's doing stuff where it's with crocheting. They're making blankets and stuff. So if you've got some yarn, though, she'll take it. If you're willing to donate it, she will take it. I'm going to pop her. Cheyenne, pop up in here.
Hi.
Cheyenne, you're doing a thing with your church and it's on the crocheting stuff, right?
Yes, so we are called Blankets of Grace. We do crocheting, sewing, fleece, all of it, and we actually create blankets and beanies, and we donate to our local veterans. We donate to our local NICU and our foster care system. So we get together twice a month and we crochet or we sew blankets or we do fleece tie blankets or do beanies. And then we go and we distribute them to the various centers.
And this is where using your craft items is a great thing. So you could find even local people, not just Cheyenne who lives in South Carolina, shameless plug. But right. Not only that, but you could find local groups that do this thing and say, here, I have some things. Do you want these? And more times out of 10, they're going to go, yes, we will gladly take them because they're going to go and do good work with them. Okay, so there you go. What do you say? Me too. Tax vacation for this week. What do you say?
Me too.
For that week every year to go. Oh, yes. He uses his vacation for that week every year. It's lots of fun. Probably for Vacation Bible School.
Which I will say they will take it, even if it's like the most random like glue dots, stuff like that, like they will take it. We had last year at VBS, we had, I think it was 470 something students for VBS. And this year we're projected to have over 600 because we have over 500 every single weekend in our Freedom Kids.
Yep. And this, so it says even neighboring homes with kids may enjoy the way to entertain their kids over the summer. Yes, that's a great idea. I'm going to elaborate on that more, Shalata. So one of the things that's a great idea for that is craft, a craft bucket. Go get yourself an inexpensive plastic bucket with a lid and put some craft items in there and call it, the rainy day summer blues or whatever. You could call it whatever you want and put all your craft items in there and let them just be kiddos. And you could sell that bucket for just minimal charge just to get it out of your shop. And you could say, I've got 10 craft buckets, and it could be whatever you have in your shop in there. It's a great idea because, listen, parents are balling on a budget. And when you have more than one child home, and I mean, you and I was stay-at-home mom for 20 something years. You're a stay-at-home mom, expecting number 3. And yes, everybody, she's printing a human. If you ever hear us say Cheyenne's busy printing a human, she is printing a human currently. She's 3D printing the best kind of thing. Right? So with that said, you know how hard it is juggling having 2 kids at home, what to do with them. One is less craftier than the other. It's like, what do you do? Right. And especially, oh God, if it's raining, you're done with all of that. So take those de-stash items. I'm going to pop you down. Take those de-stash items and use them for the greater good. At least 1, it's going to get your company out there. 2, it's going to be items just to get it out of your shop. You are going to feel so much better about it. Again, a less crowded space makes for a less crowded space. All right. Keep that all in mind. This has been the traffic light method. Whether you like it or not, everyone should do it. Whether it's in their shop life or their home life, go in, use this method. When you are done, nothing stays in yellow. Everything should be in red, green, or purple. But make sure that purple box isn't too full. And at the end of the year, it's time to move it to red if it's still there. You're done with it. It's done its thing. You don't love it anymore. It's now an orphaned child. Whatever you want to call it, I don't care. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been the Traffic Light Method, and I'll see you guys all next Sunday at 8 p.m. right here on the Sass.